that easy. I have been doing this for about a half an hour. Hey guys, I came out in the woods today to test the knife, and I started processing wood. And I realized, well, although I showed a lot of wood processing with knives and talked about a lot of knives, I never talked about the tool that I used before that, to process the wood that I am going to process with the knives. For the last 4 years, whenever I had the time to really prepare, it was this one, the Bahco Laplander. About 4 years, that's when I got this one. And I have been using it almost every time I made a fire or tested a knife. Plus, whenever. I've cut green wood, dry wood, frozen wood with this saw. It does an excellent job. I think I paid about 30 euros at the point when I got it for it, and it has been 4 years. I hope it's going to last me another 4 years. So it was well worth the money. There are other saws that are supposed to do a great job, like the Silkies. For me, that's really out of the question for two reasons. Number one, I'm really, really happy with the Laplander. And number two, for me, the Silkies are very hard to get. But this one, I don't think you need anything else. A few things I like about it. Well, number one, the weight. I don't know how much it weighs, but it weighs less than some of my 4-inch blade knives, fixed blades that is. It is made out of plastic and this rubberized handle material, very comfortable. It is locking, and I have never had to take this apart or clean it. Maybe I could clean it, but I never did. I have tightened the pivot screw twice. First time when I got it, and the second time I think a year ago. And it's still, well, it has a bit of play now, but it's a flexible saw. It's not going to bother you at all. And I have put a paracord strap instead of the leather lanyard on here, and a carabiner. I put the carabiner on there because I like to keep it in my pack attached to this little loop. You can find those little loops in any pack. And that is because I just like to open the top of my pack and the saw is right there. Pull it out, and whenever I walk through the woods looking for materials, long sticks for a tripod or firewood, I put this in my pocket, and I like to keep it attached to my belt or to my pants. Makes it a bit safer. Peace of mind for me, it's very important. There are replacement blades for it. I have considered looking for replacement blades and maybe buying one, but honestly, you can see the wear on this one. I don't need it. I can honestly say it cuts very well. It never jams. The reason why it never jams is because the teeth on the saw are facing some this direction and some this direction, just a bit. So it will remove more material. And unless you are wedging it in the wood, so for example, you're putting the piece of wood, this end on the ground, this end on a log, and you're cutting in the middle here and pressing the wood on a saw blade, it will not jam. It never jammed on me unless I did that. So ideally, I'm guessing everybody knows this, you would cut here, hold your hand, and press on this side and on this side, makes it much easier. Now, of course, you could let the saw do the work, and that is just saw away and don't apply too much pressure. That way you won't exhaust yourself. Personally, I like the exercise, so sometimes I will apply a lot of pressure and see how fast I can get through a log. A saw is not as much fun as a big knife or a hatchet, but it is much, much safer. I honestly can't see a scenario where you could hurt yourself. Well, unless you really are aiming for that. But saws, folding saws like this, very safe. Now, within the 4 years that I've used it, the blade has bent a bit. One time, so this part is bent a little like this, and the tip is bent in the other direction. It does not bother me at all. And because it has these teeth facing both directions, I really prefer it over all my other saws. I don't have, I had a saw just like this, a Bahco, different teeth and everything. I don't like that. And the saws on the Victorinox knives are great, but there are some woods where those saws jam, and such as willow, which is really a soft wood, and this one never jammed in actually anything. So very, very happy with it. If you're on a ledge whether to buy it or not, I can only reassure you and say buy it. I think you'll like it. For wood processing, I think this is the best tool you can get. With it, I also always have in my pack a Mora. This is a very old companion, which I keep clipped to an inside pocket of my pack. So I always have these two tools with me, regardless of where I'm going with my pack. They do a great job. Don't need anything else. Like I said, not as much fun as a big knife, but definitely less exhausting. You can exhaust yourself with a saw, but I think if you use it wisely, you won't have any problems. I have seen people sharpen these in acid baths. I don't know how that works. And honestly, if you have a Laplander and you have been using it for wood processing, please leave a comment and tell me if yours is still sharp, because like I said, after 4+ years, mine is still doing an excellent job. I hope you liked the video. Maybe it was informative, it helped somebody. I'd like to thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you all a great day.